was the difference tonight? You just seemed like you had energy and.
Yeah, I thought it was our mindset. I think, playing Green Bay and losing the way we did, I think a lot of us took that to heart. Like, I felt terrible yesterday, like, end of the world. But, I thought we came out today and just had better energy. I thought we guarded really well. I think if you compare the two games that we played against them, it's a night and day difference. But I thought we took care of the ball. But, overall, you just got to keep building. We can't, take 2 steps forward and take 2 steps back every week. So I think we're on a good path right now.
Did you feel like this was kind of a critical game for you guys, league race-wise? I know it's about halfway, but.
I mean, at this point, the spot we're in, we were 4-4 coming in tonight.
Yeah.
Almost every game is critical. We've got to get back on the winning side of our league record and whatnot. So getting to 5-4 is big, but we need to come in next game and get to 6-4 and just keep going from there. We just got to honestly win every game. I think that's the most important thing.
I know Scott is always preaching defense for you guys, and it's probably never good enough. But are you guys happy with how you guys did, especially in that second half, defensively, or improvement at least from Green Bay?
Yeah, I think there's an improvement, but I think Coach Nagy's kind of shedding his light on all of us. I think I've been here for so long, I start to feel like him a little bit, like on the defensive side. I think there's a lot to improve on, but I think that's definitely a step in the right direction. I think the biggest thing from this game was just our rebounding. I don't think we rebounded the ball very well. We got our butts kicked, but thank God the score didn't translate. But I think just overall we need to communicate more and not get tired, not get complacent of getting stops because not everybody likes defense. But I think once we just hone in on that, not a lot of people will be able to guard us in the offensive end.
Brandon, from the offensive standpoint, you guys had 2 big runs in the second half. Crowd was into it. The alley-oop too kind of sealed it. I mean, when you guys are playing at that level, you guys are feeding off each other so just kind of seamlessly. I mean, that's obviously the type of basketball you guys are capable of. I'd like to see more of it, obviously, the rest of the way you're coming up with this rest of the season.
All right, and one of the biggest things is we're able to turn stops into easy points. We get rebounds, we get out and go, and that's some of our best offense is transition offense. And I feel like a lot of teams can say that, but I mean, especially for us, once we get on a roll with transition, stops, transition, more stops, and then we get into half court somewhere already on a roll, we're able to score out of half court. So I feel like just getting on a rhythm for us is really important in a lot of aspects.
I guess you guys a question about Logan Woods. I wanted to do something on him. How does he look to you guys? Does he come along pretty nicely? It seems like from
I think Logan he has a different role than me, Brandon, and Trey. But I think he plays that role really, really great. He comes in, he brings energy. He's not afraid of the moment. The Youngstown game I think gave him a lot of confidence. He played really well, scored the ball, and defended. But I think today he did a good job of just coming in, getting spot minutes and being great in his role. And making an impact, that was one of the things I told him and Dre, once you guys come in, make an impact. And I thought both of them did that. And, I think they're just going to keep getting better. And I think, everyone, on that bench has gotten better since, the beginning of the season.
Do you know where you stand on that career point list here or 2,000 point thing? Okay.
As long as we're winning, that's all that matters.
All right. You're getting close to number 2 or number 3 because Trey's a little ahead of you.
That's fine.
You passed number 2.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
He deserves that. Everything that he's went through, I think that's a testament to him staying and just the person and player that he is. So I'm happy for him. Hopefully we can get number 1.
How does a win like this help you guys now get ready for another road trip? A couple more tough games, obviously, you had.
Gives us a little bit of confidence. But again, game by game. Next game is a whole different team. So it's a really tough team. So it's really important to come out and get ready in practice this week. They had a comeback win today against Purdue Fort Wayne, which is big for them. So they're going to be feeling some confidence as well. So it's going to be a tough game, on Thursday. And I think both teams will be ready for it.
Coach, you have any thoughts?
Better second half. Obviously, I didn't like how badly they were beating us on the glass. That was the only stat that stood out to me at halftime was the rebounding. We had 9 total rebounds. We had 8 defensive rebounds. They had 8 offensive, and that's how they were staying in the game against us. Our defense was way better in the second half. Probably the first 15 minutes, and then when you get that lead and they just put their head down, it makes it a lot more difficult to guard. But, for us, the typical pattern is teams shoot better in the second half, and they did tonight, and that's the difference. Shooting almost 80% in the second half, that's incredible. But our guys really passed the ball well, shared the ball. 21 assists, 9 turnovers against these guys is hard to do because they pressured the entire game. We did a great job of taking care of the ball, and if we do that, we obviously shoot a pretty good field goal percentage generally. And so I think the last 3 or 4 games we've been under 10 turnovers a game on every game. I could be wrong, but we had that stretch with Cleveland State and Fort Wayne where we turned over 18 and 17 times and won those games. I don't know how, but then since then I don't know if we've had double-digit turnovers. So we're really starting to take care of the ball.
Yeah, I thought like the first 10 minutes, you guys on defense just made a stand and said,
honestly, in the first half, I thought they made some tough shots. I thought our defense was pretty good, and they just made some tough shots. Now, it wasn't perfect, but they made some tough shots. And the thing is, everybody's doing that against us. So, what the common denominator is what? Us, defensively. But I still thought they made some tough shots.
I think they missed their first 13 and 19 shots in the second half.
Yeah, they hit the 3 to start it, and then we really locked in. And the first time out he called, they had scored since then, and we started to make that push. And if they can't turn you over once they get down, then you're probably going to beat them. And we've struggled with that last year. Both times we played them, we were up 20 on them at their place and our place, and they got back in the game because we couldn't take care of the ball. Today we took care of the ball.
Scott, when the guys have a performance like this following Green Bay, is the message to them just getting them to realize, like you've been saying, that you guys are capable of playing this way?
Yeah, and they know it. They already know that. There isn't a whole lot I can say to them at this point they don't already know. We had a great crowd tonight. And so, I appreciate that because that makes a difference. It makes a difference. And I thought our administration did a great job getting people here and promoting it. And so that I think really helped our players with their energy. We just have got to guard and rebound. And it doesn't happen very often that you get beat by 14 on the glass and you win. That just doesn't happen very often. You're going to have to shoot a high percentage like we did in order to combat that. But we've got to rebound the ball better. I can't believe we didn't have one guy with one offensive rebound. Not one guy. I'm sure in my entire career, and that's a heck of a lot of games at this point, that's never happened. I've never seen that. And for us to win and not do that it amazes me even more.
It also seemed like in the second half with the runs that you guys were going on with the shot clock issues or whatever, that can be kind of slowing down to a team after you guys get going and then it stops. Were you happy with the way the guys continue to build that momentum throughout all the stoppages?
Yeah. And my main concern once we got the lead was because we had the fouls was let's don't put them on the free throw line because that's how they set their press up. That's it's much easier for them, and I thought we did a pretty good job of that.
Did you do anything guarding threes wise after the last game?
Well, I think we did a better job. We did a better job of just what we call pressing up and just taking up the space and don't let them step back and shoot the three. Make them put it on the floor. We can help you, but let's press up and don't give them just wide open threes. And so we just did a better job with that. Plus, we took better care of the ball. Some of the threes that they got in the game at their place, we turned it over, and they get you in transition, and they're good. They're fast, and they run, and so when we take care of the ball, it's hard for them to get those threes.
Back to the rebounding, you've been rebounding pretty well. I think plus 2.2 for the year.
That's not great. Not for what we've done, historically. This is we don't have a great rebounding team, and I'm frustrated by it because I think we should be better. Part of it is we're not a great defensive team. If you're a better defensive team, there's more defensive rebounds. That's where you get most of your rebounds, and so you got to be a better defensive team if you want to be a better rebounding team. But and we're not a great offensive rebound team, but I've never seen this.
Yeah,
zeros like that.
The 3 charges you guys took, I think that's the first I've seen at least in home games.
maybe 3, but yeah, it's one of the, because they drive hard, like
Yeah.
they do. They're, and Bart was very upset on one, and I don't necessarily blame him, but we'll take it. I don't think that's just not a very easy call. And when the defense initiates contact, even if you're not directly in front of them, it can look like that. I think it's a tough call for any official. But yeah, just proud of our guys at keeping their hands off them and just take a hit in the chest. It doesn't hurt that bad.
You probably took a few your day.
I
You survived.
I didn't take a lot, probably.
I forgot what I was going to say. Joey?
I guess going forward, I mean, I asked Tanner and Brandon, they also said that they weren't even happy with the way they played defense, that there's obviously improvement. But
I mean,
good momentum going forward into this road trip. Happy this win though for you guys.
it's important because now we're just back on the road again, and this will be the first time we play somebody that we've beaten at home. And they'll be ready for us. The records, I think, are the same. They're it doesn't matter if you're playing at home or wherever. They're physical and aggressive, and they won today at home, and they'll be waiting for us. So the road games are that's how you win championships.
Do you feel like this was kind of a critical game to win?
Probably. I hate to put any more weight on one game than another. I really do. But as flat as we were Thursday, this was pretty important, particularly going back on the road for another 2.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty important.
These guys don't care about this, but I'm doing something on Logan. What do you like about him? And you don't hesitate to go to him.
Well, he's probably one of our more scrappy defenders. And he's still, he says he's not limping, but I still think he's limping around. He's still fighting. I feel like he's still fighting that ankle injury that he got before Christmas.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it really affected him after Christmas for quite a while. I don't think he played in the first 2 or 3 games when we came back from Christmas. And he hurt that. I'm trying to think what game that was. Miami? It was in the Miami game he hurt it.
Okay.
It was in the Miami game he hurt it. So, and he didn't play in that game right before Christmas, and he didn't play in the 3 or 4 after. So, but he's one of our more scrappy defenders.
Yeah. He's earned your confidence. And
he's shooting the ball pretty good. He's he's getting in the gym. He's working at it, and like tonight was tough. There's so many stoppages in play. The guys that are your top players are getting the rest they need, and so it's a little more difficult to substitute. But yeah, I mean he's earned our confidence for sure.
Thanks, Scott.
Yep.